What's going on, everyone? We just wanted to take a second to thank you for all your support so far. It means the world to us. Also wanted to give a special shout out to our partner and friends at Mahon River Farm. They are your local source of pasture-raised poultry. Make sure to give my buddies Alex and Tom a call and arrange a time to check out their farm and pick up some meat for the freezer. No steroids, no hormones, just all natural chickens. Give them a follow on Facebook and tell them we sent you. Next shout out goes to the Hometown Advantage podcast. They're a big supporter of this show. They're your local sports podcast here in Cecil and Hartford County, shining light on all the youth athletics and high school athletics in this area. So make sure you give them a follow on Spotify, like them, rate them, download them. Also hit them on YouTube and give them a like and a subscribe over there and help those guys grow. Thanks for tuning in to the Upper Bay Podcast. What's going on, everybody? We are back. It's the Upper Bay Podcast. You can find us on YouTube and Spotify. Do all the things like rate, subscribe. Just a quick little laundry list. Hats are ordered, so we're getting some hats in. Probably end of June, I think, is what they're telling me because of the lead time with production and the patches and all that. So we will have hats for order here soon. Also going to work on getting some more stickers, just because I burned through all the Upper Bay Outdoor stickers pretty quick. So get some new stickers in, get that going. But redid the sponsorship intros. We picked up another sponsor, just the Hometown Advantage podcast. So make sure you go check them out. And that's about all I got. So today we have Nick Castiglione. Did I get that right? Castiglione. And you are the owner of Cedar Swamp Decoys, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Cool. So you brought two with you here. They are beautiful ducks, man.
Yeah, that can is nice.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
What is that made out of?
Hollow, so cork bodies,
Right.
and cedar heads and tails and bottom boards. Actually, they're hollowed out.
Nice.
Yeah.
So did you come up with your name because of Cedar the wood or Cedar Swamp the place?
The place.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In Delaware, I don't know if you know where that is.
Yeah. I've hunted there a couple times.
Okay. Yeah. So
Oh,
my family's farm is out around there.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That's where I grew up hunting. So
Oh, nice.
that's where the name come from.
Yeah, cool.
That's not far from 1,000 Acres.
No, I've hunted. I did a lot of hunting there growing up as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
A new state piece they got. The newest state
On the
piece.
south end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used
Gotcha.
to hunt that when it was private.
Okay, cool. Yeah, one of my good buddies. They own a section on the north end.
Okay.
You know, like Pat Henson.
Yeah.
You probably know Pat.
Yeah.
I'm good
I know Mike Henson.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah. That's where I got married there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Did some side work for him and stuff.
Oh, no shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
Pat is like one of my best friends. Mike's son with the beard.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you
I know
probably met
him.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Pat's a cool guy.
yeah, we hunt. You've hunted with Pat over at Harnish's farm.
Yep.
And,
We broke ice together this year.
Yeah, I promise I'm going to get new waders this year. I kind of took advantage of that last year. I was like, I want waders. I got too fat for them. They don't fit me anymore.
I was like the new guy hunting with him. He's like, get in there and break that ice, man. Like, all right.
Still can't find my waders. I think Carter took them.
Yeah.
But that's fine. So
That's cool, man.
Yeah, so just give a little background on how you got started with everything.
Man. So, I guess I've only been carving for 3.5 years, I guess.
Wow.
2021.
Damn.
January of 2021. I've been duck hunting my whole life, so at a certain point in time, I was like, man, like how cool would it be to be able to make these and hunt over them, like
Right.
kill
Right.
birds over
Right.
them. You know?
Yeah.
Like that'd be super badass.
Yeah.
So I found Jeff Coates on Instagram,
Right.
and I just hit him up, and I was like, yo, like, how do you do this?
Right.
Like, what do I need? Like, where can I find the supplies, stuff like that? And like, he's a super humble guy, man. Like,
Yeah.
he was like, yo, come on down, I'll show you, and I'll show you the ropes and all that. And that's who taught me originally
Nice.
from the beginning. And it's history from there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But
Jeff is a cool guy. Your decoys look super similar to what he does, because he does like what they call like a working decoy, like so you can hunt over them. So I was actually excited to talk to you because I come from both sides of my family. My mom's dad and my dad's dad were both decoy carvers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
awesome.
right local. My my dad's dad was out of Elkton, and my mom's dad, my granddad, he was out of Northeast.
Okay.
And both were very big in the museum, the one right in Northeast. And my pop-up, he did work a lot with the Havre de Grace one as well, which I know you've worked with as well. So, yeah, it was really cool. It's just so cool to see everybody's different styles. Like you're doing the cork bodies, so the working decoys, and I brought 2 over there too, and so the buffleheads and my pup, he does more of like a decorative, like a show decoy.
It's got some wood burning in there and stuff.
Yeah, he goes real detail. Whereas my grandfather, he did more of the old style work and decoy.
Okay,
that widget's cool.
That's awesome.
Old style.
Yeah,
that pin or they mufflehead looks super real.
Yeah, so he's like, and my pop-up, he always did, and I don't know if you've ever seen him, but and I have a pintail downstairs I could show you, but and a swan, but he does like the canvas backs, like so he builds the base out of wood and then puts like a wire frame inside of it and wraps the canvas in it, and it looks really cool the way he does that. He used to, I mean, he doesn't do it anymore, but he used to sell a ton of swans. That was like his signature thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of guys, they make those canvas wrap decoys, and like they're so good that like you don't even see the wires in them. Like,
oh, really?
Like, it's just so wrapped tight. It's just like it's crazy.
Yeah, I'll show you after we get done here. Yeah. But it is really cool. I mean, you're corked. I mean, there's some good detail in that.
It looks really good. That canvas back looks really good. That head is like, it's on point.
Right. Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm getting better with everyone, man.
Right. That's all right, man.
Cork here, and so you make gunning decoys mostly.
Yeah, pretty much. I did just have a guy hit me up the other day. He wants an urn for his dog.
Oh, that's pretty
cool. For his brother's dog, and he was like, look, no expense spared. Like, I want this to be the best bird you ever made.
That's awesome, man.
I'm gonna go all out on it the best I know how.
Were you a collector? Did you collect many?
No, man, not really. Like I said, back in 2021, I was really reading up on like the history of like the Susquehanna Flats and stuff. You know, like how they were gunning over these things.
It's
like,
just a cultural thing too, especially living in this area. We're right at like the freaking epicenter of carving.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. So like that's just where
history's rich. You know?
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. And my grandfather, man, his room was stacked with all kinds of decoys from all the local guys, like the Madison Mitchells and the Jobs, and he had some of the Coates ones, and Ducky Fouracre, and just a lot of guys that just a lot of history in those birds, man. It is crazy how far back it goes.
I think Pat has some relation to the Bots. You ever heard of that? It's like BODT. I don't know I can't remember if it's through marriage, I think, but I want to say his wife's family is related to the Bots somehow. They're out of like the Western Shore somewhere. I think they're out of like Bel Air or something like that.
Well, that name sounds familiar.
There's a really cool set of paintings, and shows like the whole Upper Bay, and then like in every little region, like a carver in that region, and then like a small like picture of like what their decoy looked like.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, my grandfather had that on his wall. I'd like to get that one day, but So, it's pretty cool. So you said just the other day you were up at Havre de Grace. What were you doing up there?
I was competing, and they had the competitions there, and that honestly, that's really like my main driver for doing this. Really, I really enjoy the competitions, but I also had a table up there too. I was trying to sell some birds.
Nice,
I could sell some birds and get some more cork and wood, and good to go, man.
You got to find a guy that is a like a utility worker. My pop-up's next door neighbor worked for Delmarva, and all the
poles.
All the poles that would break, he would just bring him the pieces, and that's what he would carve a lot of his stuff out of.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, that's where he got a lot of his wood from. Yep.
Yeah, you could do it. It's like, but the heart, like if the heart's in that wood, like the heart of the wood, you kind of got to split it sometimes, depending. I mean, I guess depending on how you carve, but like the heart shouldn't be in there.
Right.
Right.
They can split and check and stuff.
I got a cork body goose that I carved a long time ago.
Really?
Yeah. I took first place in the junior division.
There you go.
No big deal.
Big time. Big time.
I got a blue ribbon somewhere.
There you
but,
go. There you go.
Your cork bodies look a lot better than mine.
Man, it's been a.
Is it hard to find those big chunks of cork like that?
No, there's a place right in Elkton. So,
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. I saw some pictures, and I think either the museum posted them or maybe you posted them from the competition. So they actually take you out on the flats and they put them out and everything.
Well, no, that they did away with that. I guess the last year they did that was the first year I competed was 2021. There was like it was the first weekend of May, and they do like the whole week before this, we're coming up to the show. It was like northwest blowout tide, like northwest winds for like 4 days straight.
It was a sand flat.
Dude, they couldn't even like. Usually they judge them. I don't know if you've ever been to the museum, but like that little like
Right in front,
walkway out front.
in front of the dock or whatever.
Yeah, like they would
landing.
judge them right there. Dude, the water was like 50 yards from that.
Ow.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Real blowout.
So they did them over there on the side, like where those townhouses are.
Yeah, yeah.
And like there's slips right there. They did them right there, and like the guys that were doing it were complaining like the mud was so bad right there.
Right.
So ever since then, they just do them in tanks behind the old. I guess that's the old high school there.
Okay.
Okay.
And for people that may not know, like, what exactly are they judging on?
The way they float, man. Obviously, they have to look like the real bird.
Right.
Yeah. Profile, what it looks like. Does it look like the bird from a distance? The head, the body. Paint, how they float. They have to self-right. So you throw them
Okay,
upside
yeah.
down. They have to float
Flip over.
by themselves. Yeah.
So how
That
long
way
does
when
it
you
take you
just-
to make one?
Huh?
How long did it take you to make one of these?
Man, it's been a long time since I even timed myself. I know when I first started, I timed myself for like maybe like the first dozen birds I did, and like start to finish with the paint, it was like 10 to 12 hours.
Right.
For a dozen birds or one?
No,
bird?
for
one
one.
bird.
One bird.
Yeah, yeah. It's quicker now.
You're
It's
committed
definitely-
once you start.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
definitely
man.
it's definitely quicker now
Right.
for sure. But
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's a lot more in depth too. Like the head obviously takes a long
Right, yeah.
time, right?
Yeah.
And like my grandfather that did the like the working style, that was all done on a
lathe.
A lathe, like it was like it turned. It's like he had basically like
A copy.
Correct. Yep. And they put it in a machine that would do the body for him. You know, so he didn't
Yeah.
really have much into that besides painting it. But I mean, obviously he did all the heads by hand, but. I remember he used to have an awesome shop in the back with all the stuff in there. When I was a little kid, we used to go in there and watch him do it. It was pretty cool, but
Yeah.
it does take a long time. I mean, but if it you know, it's like one of those things. You go in there, you turn on some music, and
Yeah.
you know, whatever. It kind of like soothes the soul. You
Get
know,
lost in it. You know?
I'll tell you what, like you were talking about, like the lathe turned bodies. They make a duplicator.
okay,
So like I can take like this body right here that's done, and I could put it on the duplicator, and there's like multiple spindles that's like they're like big like routers.
okay,
You know what a router is?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like they're like big routers. You put this on here, you can trace it, and all them routers move at the same time. And you
That's
put,
kinda
and you put
wild.
bodies on that.
right.
And I thought about it one time. I was like, man, when I was really trying to like sell a lot of birds, you know.
Right.
And now I've actually cut back a lot. Like I don't really take many orders right now, just because I'm trying to get better.
Right.
I'm talking to a lot of like world champion carvers and some other really good carvers that I've been learning from. Trying to step it up, you know.
Yeah. That's
From a competition standpoint.
Right, and that's what I was about to say. I feel like once you get like that would be cool if you were doing like mass rigs for people,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But like if you're doing competition, like man, I would want to just spend. You know, I would want to be hands on, like doing every
Perfecting.
little detail. You
Yeah.
know, I want it to be like my true like show of my workmanship. You know.
Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at right now.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Do they do any competitions down at the Waterfall Festival? The Waterfowl Festival?
I think
Waterfall Festival.
so. I think they did back in the day, like before my time. But no, not now, not anymore. But I do think whether it was, yeah, I'm pretty sure back in the day, like
Right.
years ago. But
Nice.
Do you do any competitions outside of the museum?
yeah. I the Ward. It's a tongue twister. Ward World Championship in Ocean City.
Okay.
I'll attend that one. That's a really big one.
Who hosts that one?
The Ward Foundation.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't know if you ever heard of the Ward brothers. Carvers from Crisfield, Maryland.
Yeah, okay, I have, yes.
Yeah, like they're like legends.
Right,
so it's
right.
named after them.
Okay.
And I don't know if you've ever. Well, I don't even know if it's a thing anymore. They may have moved it, but there was the Ward Museum, in Salisbury,
Okay.
and man, there was just it was like wild foul art, right?
Right,
Like,
right.
decoys, full body swans. Like I mean, the list goes on, but that's who runs the championship competition.
Gotcha.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And, I hear Waylon. If you hear my kid in the background, just ignore that. Do you know, there's a guy out of, Churchville, on the other side of the dam. Is that Churchville?
Yeah, Churchville.
Churchville.
Yeah.
There's a guy up there that carves, and he does like the working style. My dad's actually just bought some decoys from him. I didn't know if you how familiar you are with
Upper
anybody in
Bay
this.
style.
Yeah, upper bay style.
Is it Pat Vincenti?
It might be. It might be. I'd have to ask
I think
him.
he's Churchville.
Yeah,
My brother's
sure.
got a couple of his, not his gunning decoys, but like his show. He got a goose of Vincenti.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, he bought my dad bought 2 canvasbacks this year, and they looked really good. But yeah, I wasn't sure how familiar you are with anybody in the area outside
Yeah.
of you. You know?
I mean, I know of him. I've talked to him a couple times. That's who taught Jeff Coates.
Oh, really?
Back in the day, yeah.
Jeff,
The Jobs, I've met the Jobs.
Jobs.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny you messaged me about John Day. Mm-hmm. And so I messaged him. It took him forever to get back to me, but we are going to have him on.
He said he doesn't. I was just over his house last week, and he was like, I told him, I said, yo, did they ever get up with you? And he's like, yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'm the one who told him. And I was like, yeah, get this guy on. And he was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yes, he told me he was real busy, but I think like mid or late summer, he said he would have some free time to come on.
Yeah.
But so what is I mean, I'm assuming he's another carver. Is he
Yeah,
a
man.
role model or?
He's so one of many guys I've been learning from. I just recently he's got a shop at his house.
Okay.
And he invited me over. He was like, man, like I'll show you whatever you want to know.
Right.
Like anything. And he's a pretty knowledgeable guy. He just won Best of Show at the World Championship.
Oh, okay.
Not in the world category, but
Right.
he's I definitely think he could be a world champion.
Gotcha.
Right, Carver. And then he won Best of Show in Havre Grace a couple weeks ago here. He's really good.
What style does he do?
Like this
Like a
style.
working style?
Yeah, working style.
Does he do cork bodies too, or is he all wood?
I think he's wood. I'm sure he's done cork before.
Right.
But I think I know some of the birds he was showing me there were wood birds.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just thought that was funny. It took him like, it took him at least a month to get back
Oh,
to
really?
it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, maybe he just
Yeah, I
doesn't
was
want to
talking
come
about that.
on.
He was like, I don't even get on it. I just got it so I can post pictures of my decoys.
Right.
I was like, well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You know?
Dude, that's the hardest part. I hit up people all the time, and it's probably the same situation. Like, people just don't ever get on to check
Yeah.
messages and shit. You know,
Yeah.
it's like if you're not like our age, you know, like
Yeah,
like an
how
older
much
guy,
you really
yeah.
checking social
No,
media?
no,
You
Why
know,
not? They don't need that stuff like we do.
Right.
You know?
like the East Coast Bucks guy. Like, I messaged him, and you would think like he's all over social media, and you would think like he would have been right back. It took him like
He probably
three
has
weeks.
so
dude.
many people that are messaging
Right,
him too.
probably,
Like they're
yeah.
just
Yeah.
sifting through their messages and stuff.
Right.
I actually just got rid of all my ducks, but you got me wanting to buy some Cedar Swamp Decoys. I might have to because what I want to do. I just had like a mixed match, like hodgepodge, of just like a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
I kind of want to get rid of it and then like just get some nice slotted bags and get like a dozen nice mallards, a dozen nice black ducks, and just keep it at that.
Right.
And keep it simple. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
A nice cork body black duck.
Oh
rig.
man, I was gonna
Did you see
ask
those?
you.
I don't know if you follow me or not.
Yeah, I do.
You see those ones I posted?
Yeah, they did look good.
Those things were up for like 5 minutes and my soul was
Gone?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was luck, man. That was luck. That's what that was.
Dude.
Do you know the tolls out of Dover?
But the tolls, that sounds really familiar.
Yeah, I don't God, and this is going to sound awful, but I only know his daughter, Emily.
Sicko.
My buddy Alex dated her, not me. But her dad and her brother, they were big, like rig carvers. Like they.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they sold the shit out of them to people down there to hunt over. God, man, it'll come to me eventually. I cannot think of what his first name was, but
Where about in Delaware?
he was right down in Dover.
Like Lipstick?
Yeah, like
Little
Lipstick
Creek.
area. Yeah.
Okay.
More. So she went to
Probably Caesar Rodney.
Caesar Rodney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I guess the south side of Dover. But
Yeah.
I remember going in his basement and he had like hundreds of black ducks that he did.
Really?
And dude, they look so good. And I just
Dude.
feel like if you hunted over a whole rig of black
Yeah.
ducks, like
I tell you what,
The thing go ahead, sorry.
you're good, man.
The thing I love about black ducks, man, you could, so like, you don't paint them black, obviously. Like,
Right? Yeah, you
You
detail
actually,
them.
there's a color you would mix to get black duck black.
Right.
But like you can get away with painting that body just one base color and then just detailing the head and that's it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It looks really good. I mean, you can get away with anything, really, right? Like
Right.
Coke bottles, you know,
Right.
painted black. But that's why like they're simple, but effective.
right.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I feel like that would just be the way to go about
over
it.
in Jersey, like when me and Carter go over there and duck hunt in Jersey, you don't need much over there, man.
Right.
And we were taking nothing, no mojos, not a lot of
I
decoys.
stopped using Mojo.
We were taking like 8. We had these old cork, big giant bodied black ducks,
Right.
and we put them out. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the way the profile on the
Yeah.
water or the way they just. But dude, we hunted for a while over there using like mojos and avian decoys and blah
Right.
blah blah blah, running mallards and teal and blah blah blah. But then we started just running like 6 to 8 black ducks, cork black ducks, and dude, they just ate it up.
Yeah.
The ducks would just eat it up over there. Like less is more, and I
Right.
feel like especially when you have like a nice cork decoy. I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if it's the profile or what it is. They just move different on the water, catches their eye a little more.
Right.
But I think a lot of it too is they just get so used to seeing the same shit over and over and
The
over.
same
you
teal
know?
and mallard.
They're
Like,
seeing 2 dozen mallards.
Yeah.
4 mojos.
Right, yeah, they see the same thing over and over. And a lot of the times, when you're seeing ducks sitting on the water on the marsh over there, that's what you're seeing. You're seeing like 6 black
I
ducks
was
just
about to
sitting
say
there.
that. I was about to say that. But my thought process is tidal marshes of Delaware.
Yeah.
That's where I
Yeah.
do a lot of hunting. You don't never see a big raft.
No.
You don't
Right.
see a big raft of ducks most of the time. It depends on the year and
Right,
Right,
if it gets
right,
super
right.
cold and you're on the
Yeah.
river or something, you might
Right.
see a bunch
But
of
like you said, you see it's just not natural for you to have a giant rig out there.
spinners running in the,
Yeah.
you just don't
Right.
see it.
Yeah.
It is funny that you say that because more and more, the more people I talk to are like, yeah, I'm just getting rid of the mojos. Like
I stopped using them, dude.
Yeah, like
I
my
tell
buddies
you,
in Delaware,
what
they
we
all
started
stopped using
doing-
them too.
Cut the mojos and started incorporating a jerk rig, and that has led to way more success
Yeah.
than dude. What happens with the mojos a lot is I feel like, for one, I feel like they just see it all the time. Every Mo, Dick, and Harry has a mojo running in their rig, so they see it over and over and over, and we'd have they'll come to it, but we have a problem like putting them down over a mojo. Like
Right.
they won't just make that last 30-yard drop to
Yeah.
set in. They get over top of them, and they just spin and spin and spin, and then they
Right.
fly off, and you're like,
I think mojos are really good in like a dry feed.
fields,
Yeah.
fields,
Yeah.
when they're really actually hovering
Right.
to get down, and they're
Right.
looking at a cornfield, seeing where they want to set down.
Yeah.
But you don't really see ducks do that on open water.
Right.
Like
They
they
just
just
get
kind of glide in, and then they do the last minute they'll do that flap real quick.
Right. A little back pedal.
Well, I don't know. I think the mojos just they become too much. It doesn't look natural.
I'll use them occasionally if I just get wild hair on my ass or something.
Right.
If it's not a sunny day, but just a raining fucked up day.
Yeah.
I'll try them every once in a while.
Right.
But for the most part, man,
I do like running a big goose rig. That's
oh yeah.
We'll run
I will run a big duck rig. It just depends.
where it depends on where too.
Yeah.
So we have a spot on the SAS that we're running a lot of traffic, and it's birds cutting from a roost to a feed, and you gotta run a big rig for them to see
To
you.
pull 'em.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to get them to come over to you.
Right.
But you get tidal marsh, a lot of tidal marsh hunting, man. You just need 6 decoys.
Yeah,
The best
a lot
duck
of
hunt
times.
I ever had was actually down right by Woodland Beach. Me and Carter used to have an impoundment there. I think his name was Rick McAllister. You know him? It's like
That
right
last
there,
name sounds familiar as well.
right where like 6 and 9 meet on the corner there by Woodland Beach.
Okay, yeah,
We
yeah,
had
yeah,
that
yeah.
flooded corn impoundment for a
Oh,
couple
right
years.
there.
Yeah,
by
yeah.
the farmhouse, like right
Yes.
close to the.
Yeah.
I
It's
know
like
what
the
you're talking
impoundment is right in the backyard.
Yeah.
The best duck hunt we ever had. We killed a 6-man limit in the snow in like an hour and a half in the afternoon.
Yep.
And we had 5 decoys out.
Yep. Yep.
Damn.
5 decoys out, and
That's
we
a
did
good-
have a mojo out, but it was snowing and shitty.
Right.
And
Yeah.
dude,
I'll tell you what. When my
Less is
favorite
more.
place to hunt, when it gets like that, snow and froze up and everything, is Woodland Beach.
really?
Swear to God. I mean, I can't hunt my farm, and once it freezes up, it freezes up.
Right.
Dude,
We have a pond or something on
it's
it.
a big pothole in the marsh.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's like it's just real shot. Like you go out there, you walk out there, the water's up to your waist.
Bet
but
you
on a
holds a
sunny
lot
day,
of ducks though.
sunny day, it's that deep.
Yeah.
There's that much mud.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, just Delaware in general, dude.
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude,
Yeah. I mean,
Jersey.
Lipstick. I hunted Lipstick one time.
Oh my
The
God.
Lipstick River. I told him
Never
don't
again.
ever invite me back here.
Never again. The tide swing's crazy there. It's
Yeah.
like a 6-foot
Yeah.
tide swing.
I remember my first time ever hunting over here on the Chester River. I'm like,
This is
decoys aren't even moving.
dude.
And then, like, do you ever hunt the flats at all?
I've never
So
hunted
you
the flat.
spend enough time in Delaware mud, then you go out in the flats and you're
Sandy
walking on
bottom,
sand,
you're
like,
like,
wow,
wow.
this is amazing.
Really? Yeah. Well, that's good. I do plan on. I was trying to. I'll probably go scout. I don't know, like what's shallow and what's not. You know,
Yeah.
I plan
Right.
to go scout it this summer, maybe. You know, just see the depth and stuff.
Yeah.
Checking the depths
I mean,
out.
it's all
Tide.
Yeah, it's all
You know,
tide
it changes
running.
all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
It gets pounded though, man.
That's what I heard.
does.
I heard
It
it's
does.
But I mean,
crazy
you can
busy.
kill them. Don't get me wrong, but you're usually killing them because other people are just pushing them around.
Yeah.
you
You'll
know, type
always, if you go out in the flats, you're in a half decent spot. You'll always shoot something.
Right,
Like
right,
you'll get a shot at something.
deal. Oh man, you kill your limited bluebells in about 30 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
The only reason I want to go out there is I've been trying to shoot my first canvas back for like 6 years.
Gotcha.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was surprised.
We used to get a lot. But
Yeah, we get them. I don't know if I want to say it. We get them early.
We do. And then they
Early.
leave. And as soon as the pressure gets on the flats, they leave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Calling me.
I'm actually surprised that more cans don't get up like where you're at. You know, like up by like Augustine Beach and all that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, that's
I've seen them.
You'll get them. You'll get them.
Yeah.
But I mean, dude, it's got to be like, it's got to be shitty.
Right.
It's got to be.
I just, like, I
It's
wonder-
got to be messed up. Like,
I wonder why it's not as good as like the Upper Bay. You know what I mean?
That's like the.
Not as much
I-
wild grass.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
That's probably it.
Yeah,
The
because a lot like some people say like it's the salt, but it's not
It's
because
not.
those
They get
birds they
down
go
in
down to like the
Kent
Gulf
Island
and
and-
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah,
down
Well,
in
them
Gulf
birds
Coast.
are down in
Florida.
Fishing Bay.
right,
Yeah,
right, right.
yeah.
That's salty.
No,
that's
it's not the
salty.
salt.
out
Yeah,
there.
exactly. Yeah,
It probably has a lot to do with the grass. I
Right.
don't know if the Delaware
Yeah.
Bay has as much like native, like natural grass form, but I don't know.
Submerged grass.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think I've been over there my whole life.
They
but
eat a
I-
lot of mussels and shit too, though. Like they'll get
Right.
along those rock jetties and just dive and pluck mussels and whatever's on there.
dude. Like 2 years ago, I saw them loaded up in a spot I won't say, and I was like, man, that is an odd spot to see. Like they were rafted in there thick, and then like a month later, I saw a report came out, and there was a bunch. They had located a bunch of zebra mussels right there,
Yeah, yeah.
and I was like, oh, now
They
it makes
were
sense,
crushing
dude.
them.
They were rafted up tight in there, and that had been what they were doing. They just found those mussels somehow.
Canvasbacks are some of the most badass birds to hunt, I will say. We had a year, probably like 2019. It was the year the canal like froze and like the
Okay.
whole bay froze.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, we hunted the last day of duck season, and I'm not kidding. We must have had 5,000 spinning on us, and it was the coolest thing one of the coolest things I've ever experienced waterfowl hunting. We were hunting the elk,
Right.
not far from the Bohemia,
Right.
and they just, dude, that it thawed out, and they just went nuts getting whatever grass they could in there, and they came into where we would just shoot them off my buddy's dock,
Right.
and we'd hide behind the pilings, shoot them off the dock.
That's how
And-
a lot of the guys down Southern Maryland do it
Yeah,
too.
we
you
didn't,
know?
no blind, nothing. We put out, I don't know, probably 100 decoys, painted. We didn't have nothing that looked like this. We just had shitty like homemade.
Imagine how many more you would have killed, dude.
Yeah, I mean probably.
Yeah.
Because I heard a canvasback only decoy to a canvasback decoy. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I've always been told.
Wow.
I've never even shot a drake.
Yeah.
Of course, the one I shot was a hen.
Really? Yeah. But yeah, we had a toll working, and like 1,000 of them put their feet down in front of us and just glided in. And we started shooting, and I was like, "Yep, we're done." We wrapped it up, and I actually got one of them mounted.
Yeah.
They're good eating too. I ate the hens.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. I mean,
dude, they're really. I mean, that's why they got commercial gunned.
right.
You know,
Right.
almost to
That's where all the
extinction on
history
the
comes from.
flats. Yeah.
All the gunning boats and stuff. It is pretty cool. Like,
At Havoc Race, they do that show where they
Right.
have like a punt gun going.
I did want to
Yeah.
talk about that because they do the 12 canvasback decoys. The what is that collection called? Do you know? The real rare decoys, and like they're all pieced out, but one time a year everybody brings them back together. Man, God,
You have to Google it.
yeah, I'm gonna Google it.
What? So like the collectors have bought
they're
all
like these really rare canvasback decoys that a local guy made a long time ago, and they've all been pieced out and sold to different people.
Okay.
So which is why they're so rare, and there's only 12 of them. My grandfather owned one of them, and every year or every 2 years they do that display out on the flats with the
Okay.
pump guns and all that, and they bring. Everybody comes back and brings the collection back together.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah, I
it's
never
really
heard of
cool.
that.
I'll have to look it up, but I don't. God, I'm pissed that I can't remember that. But
Old Carver?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
passed away Carver?
yeah. That, like I said, that's why they're so rare because
Yeah.
there's no more of them. You only made the 12 and
This
everything.
mallard here, this old hen.
Yeah. I
But
just
they-
learned how to paint those.
God dang.
Yeah, that's a really good paint job on that one.
I appreciate it. I took a class.
I like that she's got her head tucked down too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went. So there's a big decoy show in Ohio as well,
Okay.
and those guys up there, they're like, man, they're saying there's some pretty good carvers up there, and his name's Luke Costello. He did a painting seminar. That's how he taught me how to paint it from that seminar.
Yeah, that's wild. That's
Yeah.
badass.
Appreciate it.
What?
That's like, I guess that's the third mallard hen I've ever done.
So if you're gonna order gunning decoys, what do you charge? Do you charge like per decoy, or do you charge like by a dozen or six?
Per decoy, but I mean, I guess I've never thought about it. I've only done like rigs of like a dozen, like two separate times,
Okay.
and they were to like family, friends. Like when I was
Right.
first starting out, like
Right.
I didn't not really make anything off of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I'd have to cut somebody a deal. You know what I mean?
That
Like,
angle of this mallard right there is sick.
yeah,
It looks good.
appreciate it.
So you have sold whole rigs before?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. 2 or 3 times where like it was a rig of a dozen. Nothing
Right.
crazy,
Right.
you know.
That's kind of cool though because like
Yeah.
my grandfather might have sold whole rigs, but they were more like they would get
Singles,
like
and
single
pairs.
order and pair orders, you
Yeah.
know, just
And honestly, I'm fine
stuff
with
like
that.
Right.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean,
life gets in the way, man. Like
yeah.
I'm sure everybody here knows that.
Yeah.
But
Eventually, my grandfather, he stopped doing decoys, and then he started doing like toy trucks and toy planes for kids.
Oh,
Yeah. So he did towards the end of his career. That's mostly what he did was all those little toy trucks and shit. You know, it was pretty cool.
gotcha.
Brother might want you to have me do up about 6 black ducks for me.
They're like one of my favorite birds to make. I'll tell you, the canvasback's my favorite bird to make.
Yeah,
100%.
right.
Just, I feel like it's just so iconic. Like,
Yeah.
for
It's
up
something
here.
about it. I probably like once I finally shoot my first one, I might be like, whatever.
Right, yeah.
It's a canvasback, whatever.
Man, you could probably do a really cool dead mount, like in a shadow box with one of your decoys underneath.
Yeah,
like
that'd be cool. I didn't even think
tight.
about that.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
badass.
That's
It's
all
gonna
I got.
happen. It's gonna happen. One of these days.
That's how I got my can that I shot on the elk. Mounted, I dead mounted them. I need to get a hen. I want to get you know what would be cool is a big like bull black duck.
Yeah.
Dead mounted with it with like
Yeah.
a drake.
That'd be
Drake.
cool.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
Yeah.
Man, I'm sorry. I can't find what this is. I'll figure it out after. I'm sure after we get off, and I'll send you a message. But it is really cool. But yeah, so we were talking about the flats or whatever. But I think that, like, that's one of the coolest things about hunting the flats is that, like, that's like the one and only time you're gonna have them about from here to the end of the table away from you.
Oh, really?
You know, just in your face, like
Yeah.
dude, especially like the bluebills. They just
yeah.
give it up so dumb, dude, and just like you can literally just reach out and grab them half the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know the flats was like that. Like, I didn't know it was that kind of close shooting.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
pretty
like,
cool.
if you, I mean, if you body boot or if you just do like layout boats or whatever, dude, like they just, like I said, they
I
just
think
give
body
it up.
booting's more fun.
Right. I mean, it's more
Oh, yeah.
traditional.
Yeah, and it's just
It's fun if you know what you're doing.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just got to be careful.
I talked to the old timers
Yeah.
and they're like,
Oh, yeah,
they're like,
yeah.
the hell with that.
right.
I can't do that no more. You know, and stuff like that. But
We went out
Those
with
guys had
Caleb
it rough.
oh yeah,
out there. He
Yeah.
shot a can. Him
Yeah.
and the Carter went the one day. They did pretty well. They killed some widgeon and cans and stuff like that. But
cool.
you'll get one, dude.
Yeah, I'm not rushing it, man.
The thing-
Actually, I had my shot at it in Delaware.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, did you really?
back in it was either December or January. Whenever one of those snowstorms we had,
Oh man,
I called out of work. I was like, "It's just today's the day."
today's the day. It's feeling canny out.
Went out, came off the river.
Yeah.
We shot we had 3 widgeons just dump in. We shot them, and as I'm reloading, I got like one shell in my gun. I'm going to put a second shell in. Like 10 of them just come through the decoys.
Oh no!
Banged the Huey and just went right back out to the river. And I was like, I had 2 shells in my gun, and by the time I had my gun up, they were just too far.
Gone, dude. They roll. They're
Yeah,
fast.
they are fast. I know a
So
guy
that
that
was-
has shot one every year on the Lipstick.
Yeah.
Yeah, down
Yeah.
there.
They kill. They've every now and then. I think they just get blown in from the bay.
Yeah,
probably.
that's what I'm
Real
saying.
shitty
Like,
day,
it's
they
got
just-
to be a shitty day to get them up off the bay. I
It
guess.
gets them off the
Yeah.
bay because it's rough, and they just go like inland, and they just look for
Get out of the
cover,
woods.
get out of the wind a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. My biggest heartbreak was Bayfront down Dover, and me and Alex both missed a Burroughs Goldeneye. We both
Really?
We
unloaded
used to
and
shoot-
missed it.
That's
A
an
bunch.
unusual bird for this area.
Yeah.
We shot.
It
me and-
came and landed right in the decoys, and we both were like, "Holy shit!" We just jumped up and both unloaded and missed every single time.
Yeah.
Me and Pat, the one year it froze real hard, we went down. I had a blind on the Broadkill, and we killed
Way down there.
Yeah, we killed golden eyes on the Broadkill.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and when it got real cold, so I guess prime hook froze, and all the birds just got pushed to the Broadkill because that was a good little blind. We killed a lot of black ducks, a lot of mallards, teal. We killed the occasional pintail, but it was a lot of black ducks.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as that prime hook would freeze, man, they'd come off there and the river would get real good. The Broadkill, because that never freezes. The tide swings are crazy and it's salty, you know.
Dude, the tide swings at Woodland Beach are crazy, man.
Dude, I've been in my boat at Woodland Beach breaking ice.
The only place
I one time
That,
we had
that
like
main ditch underneath the bridge,
right.
that's like 36 foot deep, as far as I know. Like from what I've been told by
Sure.
my dad grew up hunting there, and he said, "Dude, that's like 36 foot deep." That main ditch at high tide.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
I'm
That's what I've been told by like old timers and stuff.
I mean, I've been there before going some of the blinds, and you climb a fucking 8-foot wall of mud to get to a blind, and then
yeah.
in 4 hours, there's water in that blind with you.
Yeah,
It's crazy,
It's
man.
wild.
It's crazy. That place is.
The Delaware River can be a dangerous place.
It can
Oh
be.
yeah, it's treacherous too. Like there's just
Oh,
shit in the
man.
water everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My dad sunk a boat out there, almost died.
Yeah.
Really?
When he was a kid, yeah, they had the front of the boat loaded down, and it was a
Were
rough.
they duck hunting?
Yeah, him and my pup up, and it was rough, and they went to go take off, and the nose of the boat just
Right
straight down,
Channel
straight
wave.
down, dude. Yeah,
Oh my.
my dad had his waders on.
Not a place you want to sink a boat.
No, not at all.
I know some people that run across out to Pea Patch Island to duck hunt.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
It can get.
Dude, crossing
That's
there like
ballsy,
6
too.
foot rollers, dude, and
Yeah.
a 16-foot boat loaded down.
Yeah.
You ever hunt off that little island right there off of Augustine?
Oh, right across from the boat ramp.
Yeah.
No, I've never done it, but it's
Yeah.
all first come first served there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the river. Yeah, it's all. I think all the riverside
The
stuff
only
is
problem is, like, the side you would want to hunt is the Delaware side, but in the wintertime, northwest wind, the wind's right in your face. It's gonna be rough there. It's gonna be rough there every time.
Yeah.
I guess you can hunt the other side, but the shipping channel's right there.
Yeah,
Right,
good luck
yeah.
getting a decoy to sit. It's probably
Yeah.
so deep. Yeah, you'd be
I
like,
mean, I don't know how deep it is up against the island, but I mean, it's the shipping channel's like right there.
yeah.
Right. We hunted it one time, and I think we were facing like the boat ramp. We shot 2 scoters.
Oh yeah, Scooters. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've never heard of them that far up.
Yeah,
One time-
just randomly.
One time we hunted Port Mahon. We went down to Little Creek near the draw, and then we went up to Port Mahon and we hunted the Simons, Simon River, and it was like a weird like October day where there was a full moon and an east wind and the tide. We left the boat ramp at like 4 whatever in the morning, got back, and the boat ramp was completely underwater.
Yeah.
And there was there was an old squall and scoters swimming around in the parking lot of
Right.
the boat ramp, like where the parking lot was. It was
Yeah.
wild.
I know a couple. I don't know them personally, but I've seen guys go sea duck hunting out of that boat ramp. They're
Yeah.
going out
Yeah,
into the
people
bay
will.
there.
Yeah,
They'll go straight out. Yeah.
Yeah.
The day
You
we
ever
were
hunt down
there,
Not for sea ducks.
No, I mean
No.
just ducks in general. You ever
Oh
been
yeah.
there?
Yeah. I
Go to the draw
remember
and shit.
growing up as a kid, man, like 7, 8 years old. If we never got, my dad would like Woodland Beach was his place, man. Like he would
Yeah.
go there every weekend and like weekdays, holidays, whatever. But if we didn't get picked there, he'd go down there. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
Little
Because
Creek's
it's
good,
like
but it's
30-minute difference in the
Oh.
draw time there.
I made because it's theirs was earlier.
Right, that's what it is.
Actually.
Yeah, Little Creek's earlier.
But like I think at the time, Port Mahon was it first because it's first come first served now.
oh, that's right, because it's
Port Mahon is?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Oh.
it's
But I think you still have to go to the lottery. I don't know why.
I think it depends. I think you have to go to lottery if you use the blinds, but because it's
Well, there's no
federal
blinds left.
land. Right, it's just blind numbers, right?
Is there sites?
Yeah, blind sites, I guess, like Kelly 13, 14, 15,
Hey, stay
like
out of my 14.
25, all that. Like you have to go to the draw for that, but you can go to anywhere way back in the Simons, and that's all first come first serve, I believe. My buddy Alex hunts down there all the time.
Hunting
Yeah.
the river side of things is pretty sweet. We hunt line
Right.
14 a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't gone in years. I say a lot. When we did hunt over there, that was normally where we went. It was. I mean, we always shot ducks. We kill a lot of teal, and
Delaware's teal capital
mean,
of the
the
world.
I
I
get
feel like.
tired, like black ducks and
Dude.
teals, like the two. I get tired of shooting.
yeah, you're just like, sometimes you just let them pass. Like,
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not being greedy or anything, but like,
Man, I tell you, you want to go shoot some teal, go over at Jersey.
Right,
Dude,
yeah.
there is
October.
teal out. Yeah, dude, out the yin yang over there, it's wild.
Yeah.
Pat
Alex
almost
hunted
goes over there.
And they just like, for the opening week or opening day, they shot like a 5-man limit of teal.
Dude, I'm not messing around with the salt marsh until I get a mud motor. I'm just
Right,
I'm tired.
yeah.
I'm tired of running it with an outboard.
Yeah.
You know, it gets old.
It's tough if you don't have a mud motor, dude.
A lot of those really good spots you need a mud motor to get to anyway. Like
Right.
way up in
Yeah.
some tidal ditches.
It just sucks at like like Little Creek impounds, like how popular they got because they used to be
Never used
so
to be
fun.
like
yeah,
that.
and they used to be so fun. Like you
Yeah.
just go to the draw in the morning and be like you and like
Yeah, man.
4 other parties.
Yeah.
Now you go and it's you and
There's
70 other
literally
parties.
trucks parked down the side of the road.
Right.
You
It's
know, like,
terrible. I don't even go. Dude, I don't even go there.
Right. Yeah, it's
It's
tough.
not even worth it.
I just don't understand like why it got so popular.
I don't know. I
It's
don't know if
so
it was
easy.
COVID.
It's so easy, dude.
Right.
Yeah, that's probably.
You gotta
especially
deal with
the impoundments.
tides. You don't
Yeah.
have to deal with tide. You know what I mean? There's birds there because that's the only place in the whole entire state of Delaware that the state actually takes care of properly.
Yeah, right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, it's easy and people are comfortable doing it. Because, like, I mean, you got to know what you're doing. If you want to go mess around in the tidal marshes and, like, even out in the river, I'm not going with somebody that
Not for the
doesn't.
faint of heart, man.
No, not going with somebody that doesn't know what they're doing.
Right.
You'll mess around out there and
And there's a lot. I
get
guess
hurt.
there's also a lot of people that just have like little John boats, you know, and like the impound is really the only place they can get. Like
Yeah.
there was a guy when I was hunting there all the time. We called him Canoe Lou.
Canoe.
That sounds
Canoe.
really familiar, actually.
Dude, he was an older guy, and my buddy Alex said he doesn't see him there anymore, but he used to hunt the impound every day in a little canoe. He
Like just an
go-
old retired man.
Yeah, dude. Every day we'd go because we were just in college when we were hunting there, so we'd hunt pretty much every day too. And he'd be there every morning. Sup, Canoe Lou?
Yeah.
Well, I remember one day he launched and it was blowing, and he's like rowing. He's like, "I'll see you guys later," and he's not going anywhere. He's just going. I'm just like, "You want us to tow you there?"
That's crazy. I've had but he's probably tired of seeing them guys get over a 20-foot jumbo with like a 90 on the back.
Right.
Just flying around.
If it's dredged, I don't know if they dredge it every year, but
Yeah, I don't know.
if it's dredged, they can make it. They're fine.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. And a lot of people avoid Ted Harvey too. And
Yeah, it's not as good.
no, and it's nasty mud there too.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you it's not like Little Creek where it's hard bottom. You know, if
Yeah.
you get out of Ted Harvey, you're fighting it.
I like hunting the Simons when we would go over there because it's so close to Bombay.
Right.
Like you're like almost in the refuge.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know like Kelly's Island, like they
Yeah,
consider
Kelly.
that's part of. the
Yeah,
refuge.
Kelly.
It's just-
That's what we always hunt, Kelly
Right.
Island.
Yeah.
And man, that was some good hunting.
Yeah.
Still is.
Yeah.
But it's funny you were saying like talking about the rigs. Like my buddy Alex went down to Tennessee and hunted some flooded timber down there in Reelfoot, and he came back and it's like got this whole rig, and it's only like 18 of them, but they're just black jugs. And he's like, "This is what they use down there," and it worked. And he's like, "That's all he hunts ever is just these black painted jugs."
Wow.
And they work, dude. I don't know what it is because I guess they're big and they stand
Catches their
out.
eye, man.
Yeah,
Catches their
man,
eye.
like he doesn't run mojos or anything, just those big painted jugs.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Like I said, like black ducks is main part of my rig anywhere.
Because they just
Just
the
'cause of how dark
visibility.
they are. Yeah.
they just
Yeah.
pop.
That and geese. I'd
Right,
rather
yeah.
hunt over like 6 black ducks and a dozen geese.
You know what an old timer always used to tell me?
What's that?
Hunting the salt marsh is he'd take 6 black ducks and he'd take like 3 or 4 snow geese floaters.
Snow geese, yeah. Yeah. A lot of times, dude, when I was growing up hunting, and even hunting now on the tidal marsh, the ducks are decoying with the goose decoys.
Yeah.
Than the duck decoys.
We always, when we go over to Jersey, we always try to run about, 6 to a dozen geese too, just for visibility. And the ducks seem to like to toll to them. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know if they feel comfortable
I don't know
with
what
the
it is
geese or what it is. Or a swan decoy is actually another thing that you can
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, I've never
Put
tried
out like
that.
6 black ducks and a swan and just, let them eat it. They'll eat it up.
That's the big thing on the flats too. Like if you got swans in your rig, like you'll kill more ducks
A lot
than
of
people
guys-
that don't.
Yeah, I've noticed that over there. Like, a lot of people have like
So-
major swan setups.
Yeah,
some
they'll
guys
run like
full swan rigs.
rigs. They'll run swan
Really?
boards and
Right.
they'll hide behind swans,
Right.
and the ducks will total it. So what I've been told is because when the swans swim, their feet are so big, and when there's a big raft of swans and they're moving around the flats,
Oh, it
they're
stirs
kicking up all that stuff. So
Oh,
the
and the ducks
divers
just-
come in and they just get behind the swans and feed
Wow.
behind
That
them.
makes sense.
That does
That's
make
what I've been
sense.
told, and I was like, yeah, it does make sense.
I mean, they do got some big ass feet.
yeah, I mean they're like paddles breaking up the bottom and
It
kicking
just
all
like
that.
always cracks me up because first of all, I never knew that, but that makes sense now.
Yeah.
But like looking at those rigs, I'm like, man, I see like 4 swans a year out on the flats, like real swans.
Really?
Yeah. Like I
see
feel
it.
like I
There's
never
a
see them
lot.
out there.
I'll tell you what,
Is
there's a
there?
lot.
During
There's
hunting
a lot
season.
in like Talbot County.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
God,
yeah.
dude, they're loaded.
Dude, they get in the fields too.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about in the field.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's
God,
crazy.
they look like
You're like, are those snow geese? Yeah. You're like, wait, they're all swans. Holy crap.
Dude, one time we were snow goose hunting. We had like a flock of 4 just circling us and circling us. I'm like, holy
Yeah.
shit. What do we do? Do we shoot them? My buddy's like, no, you can only shoot the mute ones.
The ones with the orange bills.
Yeah, it's got a big knob on it. I've got
Is that
something.
is that the mutes or the trumpeters?
That's the mutes.
The
The
mutes.
mutes.
Can't
They
shoot
have
the trumpeter.
The trumpeters.
Don't shoot the trumpeter.
Like,
They
hey,
got
Dale,
the,
you shoot
the
my
black
hand, buddy.
bills.
It's so the mute swan has. It's like I got a picture of one, but it's more orange, but I think it does have a little black on it. But it's got a big knob.
Right,
Like,
right,
it's
right.
a big knob. Like you can't miss it if it's within range. Like you'll be able to see.
The
it.
trumpeters are the ones with the black bills with the little yellow.
Yeah,
or
but
is it
no,
all the way
that's a
around?
tundra. With the
That's a tundra swan, yeah,
But
yeah.
the trumpeters, they can. I've seen them with like pinkish bills, but also
Yeah.
black bills. So, really, the rule of thumb is if you see a black bill, it's just
I know some people that have shot them like up on the dike pond and stuff.
Yeah.
The ones that were hanging around the dikes, like on the Delaware public land, and like
Yeah.
they shot. There was a bunch of mutes that were living there, and I know people have paddled up to them and blasted them.
yeah.
So what
Yeah.
what ones does Delaware give the permits for?
The
That's
tundras.
the tundras now.
Yeah,
Okay.
the tundra swans.
Have you done that?
No, so like I applied once, didn't get picked, but the last either year or two, I just missed the deadline for the application. I just didn't realize when it was, and I just
Right.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah, my cousin Tom did it, and he shot one. There's
Yeah.
there's
that
like one guy in
Sussex
Delaware.
County.
Is it A and A?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
There's one guy, and everybody's just like, Everybody knows that guy. I mean, he's got to be making a killing.
Prime
now.
Book's got a lot of swans, tundra swans.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get a lot of tundras on the flats. I mean, a lot of the divers. That's what they do. They follow those tundra swans around.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I just don't spend much time
I
out
don't
there
spend
during the
much
winter
time
time
out there anymore.
To really see
I
him.
used to, but
that guy down there though, my cousin Tom's like, he's like, yeah, we just pull up to his field and it's right next to a dump. And he's like, they'll come off the water at the dump. And they'll come right over here. And he's like that. They did. They come right off the dump right into the field.
I believe it.
shooting at tundra swans.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
That
mind
guy
doing
was
that.
like,
I'd like.
I
To,
saw he posted he was like 100% success rate. Like everybody he took.
Like, we're gonna
He
kill
did,
a
he
swan.
did. Not a single person didn't get their swan. All
I couldn't
season.
imagine trying to shoot
Well, you
that
gotta
thing.
think. I mean, people aren't hunting them, and you just
Right,
find
right.
the field they're in. They're gonna come.
Yeah, and honestly, they're really not the smartest bird.
Right.
They're not.
I just don't really see the desire in that besides putting it on your wall. It'd be like cool to have on your
Yeah.
wall, but
Well,
outside
I
of
almost
that,
feel bad shooting one. I think.
Yeah, the trumpeter I shot, dude, like the breast isn't that much bigger than a goose breast.
Really?
Oh, really?
No.
Was it good?
It's like same thing as a goose.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, it didn't really taste much different.
Right.
Huh.
But yeah, you just like the feathers, the down on them is just like
Crazy.
crazy thick.
You
Yeah.
got a headshot.
Yeah.
Don't shoot him in the body.
No. You can shoot him. You can shoot him in the body flying like 30 yards and like feathers just flying off. You know?
Yeah,
You gotta
boy.
get him in the head or like the
shoot for
base
that.
of the
I
neck.
can't even
Neck,
shoot
yeah,
a
like a
turkey
turkey
in the
neck.
head. What makes you think I'm gonna hit a swan in the head?
I mean, with a shot.
I'm an ass shot, buddy. I shoot them
Yeah.
while they're flying away.
Bat cleaner.
That's when I do my best work.
Now you got me thinking about waterfowl again. It's getting me back in the waterfowl mode.
I mean,
I
goose
like
hunting's
deer.
a lot of fun, man.
I like deer, man, but
You do a lot of deer hunting?
Some big deer down Cedar Swamp.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're hard to get.
They live in the marsh.
Yeah.
They don't come out
Yeah,
until freaking
they don't
night.
come out until night, or
Yeah.
they come out when it's pouring its ass off with flood tides.
Yeah, when they can't sit in the frag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hunt like during shotgun season, and if I'm getting them on camera good, I'll hunt bow. But
On
that's about it.
your family farm or on?
No, I don't really deer hunt that too much. A couple other spots,
Gotcha.
Nice.
That's cool.
not public spots.
I see what you're saying. That's cool. You don't have to burn
There's some
spots
big.
up.
There's some big deer. I mean,
But
there's
look,
some
if
big
your
deer
family's
there.
willing to lease out the farm,
Yeah. I wouldn't
I
mind
know a
having-
couple guys.
Pat threw a big. Pat shot a nice buck he mounted on the Augustine draw.
Oh yeah.
He sat in one of those
Oh, yeah.
shotgun blinds, and the thing came walking out of the
Wooden
frag.
stand, like
yeah,
box
yeah,
blind.
yeah. He
Yeah.
sat in one of them and shot it. It was a nice deer.
Yeah,
I know a couple guys that have shot some nice ones down
I've
at
seen
Augustine.
pictures too of all like with the nuke in the background of just like big ass
The power
bucks
plant.
laying in the cornfield during the rut, like big deer. I mean, the refinery's got big deer too.
Right.
What?
big.
Oh yeah, I've seen some big ones there.
I got a buddy that hunts a private spot like right next to the refinery.
God bless
and,
him.
Dude, he shoots a big one every year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, no
Every
doubt.
year.
Yep.
But he
I'll
also
tell you what.
fights a lot of trespassers.
Yeah,
I mean, he's constantly dealing with that.
I shot the first real big, what I would consider big. Like I said, I'm not a big deer hunter, but it was a 10-pointer. You know where Bayberry is?
yeah.
That used to be
Yeah.
That neighborhood.
Emerson Road.
Yeah.
Used to be the Baker's farm.
Yeah.
Okay.
My grandfather lives right there, and they backed up to the Baker's farm. And right there, man, like I'd count back there when that was still a farm and not a neighborhood.
Right.
When I was
yeah.
a kid, I mean, like, I don't know, 13, 14. Man, I think it was like 35, 37 deer in that field at one time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Which, I
pretty
mean, to me, not being a shotgun season, like,
Right.
that was a lot of deer to me, you
cool.
know?
Right.
Just to see.
Had a farm right, like, just south of Frightland, and they didn't have much woods. And every year they shot a big ass deer off of that thing. You know,
Well,
they
Frightland,
Oh yeah, it's like
Frightland holds deer.
big deer. Yeah.
That whole
Yeah.
strip of like 1 and 13 right there, it's like all
Yeah.
that stuff right there. Because not far from Bayberry, it's like the Elks Lodge right there at the
Yeah.
896 intersection. And my brother-in-law used to hunt behind a family member's house there.
Yeah.
And in like the woods that backs right up to the Elks Lodge or the Moose Lodge, whatever it is. And he killed a couple nice ones out of there, but man, he used to get some pictures of some big ones.
That
in there.
whole area, man.
Dude.
From the canal, like from 896 to 1, like you said, even really if you want to get technical, all the way to the Delaware River, but like from 896
Yeah.
south of the canal there, to like Boyd's Corner Road, just like, Marl Pit Road. I don't know if you know where that is. Like, to Marl Pit Road.
Right. Near Middletown.
Just
every year, man.
the whole area.
It was Frightland, and then like 2 farms south down 13, 2 or 3 farms was theirs. It was right before you go under the underpass, and there's like that shortstop or whatever that is on the corner there that like sits like before you're going into Odessa. You know, there's like that shortstop that sits on the corner. The Sunoco that sits on the corner there. Their farm was like on the northbound side, right there. Like if you're on the north, you're looking at the northbound side.
That's Delaware Wildlands now.
Now it is, they sold it, but every year they would shoot them, dude.
That's a
giants. Every year they would go during that shotgun season because you get that shotgun season in November, don't you?
Yeah,
like
when the rut's actually here.
Yeah.
Unlike Maryland. Maryland doesn't Thanksgiving week.
Yeah, I mean there's still a lot of big.
us, man.
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know about y'all, but I like I said, I'm not a big deer hunter, but that can't be right.
There's a lot of
For us,
big
it's a
deer
blessing,
that get
man.
shot. There's a lot of big deer that get shot in Maryland rifle season.
I mean, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. That's usually like it's not in the best part of the rut, but like you get
Best
that
part of the
second
rut's
rut.
definitely those first 2 weeks in November.
Right. In the beginning.
It's definitely the best. From like, I would say from like, what you think? I'd say Halloween to like I don't know, man.
I like the week before Halloween.
Yeah, like that real hard pre-rut. I think it depends on weather a lot too. Like
Depends where you're at.
Yeah, it depends. Every place is a little different. But I've noticed around here, it's always like Halloween and like the first week in November. But some places get
November
better
8th
later.
through the 15th usually my
Fire.
favorite.
Yeah, well, before you say that, the 2 big bucks that I have on my wall, both November 15th.
Oh, really?
Both of them. 3 years apart, though. But
I feel like it's good up
Whatever.
until
It's on the wall.
Thanksgiving. And then usually it falls off right about like the week before Thanksgiving. It kind of falls off a little. But I mean, I've seen
my biggest deer I ever killed, I killed December 15th chasing a doe.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it just all depends on the does.
secondary ruts are a real thing too, I think.
Right.
To an extent.
Right.
I don't know if it has a lot to do with it, but like those 2 deer that I speak of, they were like more like town deer too. Like like right on the outskirts of town,
right.
deer.
So they're kind of used to people a little more.
Yeah, so I mean that could probably have something to do with it as well.
And there's a place, I used to see an albino there and a bunch of big bucks all the time right next to that
St.
school,
Anne's.
St. Andrews or whatever that school.
Sometimes
I
a big one
grew
off
up right
there.
in Middletown, right there.
By Silver Lake or whatever.
How old are
Or
you?
Silver whatever.
How old are you?
25.
Okay, so you're a little bit younger. I was gonna say my cousins and my brother-in-law all grew up in Middletown too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, what's their name?
My brother-in-law is Thomas Smith, or everybody called him Bucky.
Jeez, that's a real
And,
common name.
And my
Thomas
cousin
Smith.
He worked for the town of Middletown?
He did.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my cousin is Tom Glanding, and
Travis.
yeah, his younger brother's Travis.
Yeah,
You know Travis.
Yeah, I've hunted with Travis.
Oh, okay.
Right there in Smyrna.
Okay, then we've hunted the same farm.
Yeah. I don't. Back at this, I was young. I don't even think I could drive yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My mom dropped me off at the Wawa in Smyrna the night before. Travis was like, "You want to go goose hunting?" I was like, "Sure."
Dude.
And I don't know if I shot it or not, but they gave me the band.
Oh, nice.
Goose band there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Man, that might have been a time I was there.
I know we were in short sleeve shirts.
Right.
December.
Hunting
I
out
know
the trailer
exactly.
line?
December.
Yeah.
December 21st. Short sleeve shirts.
Wow.
I'll never forget it.
Yeah, that place, man, they racked them there. I mean, we
man.
would shoot 300 to
Right there on
350
Duck
a
Creek,
year.
man.
Right. They would all, that was it, dude. You just sit there, like, geese would be
wait.
flying around, and I remember Tom be like, those aren't our geese. And he just, like, he wouldn't even call him. He's like, those aren't our geese. And then he's like, then you start hearing them on Duck Creek, and he's like, get ready. Our geese are coming.
Yeah.
They get right off the creek right in front of you, just come right over the hedgerow.
That's kind of how it is like over at harnesses too. Like you can look at them and be like, yeah, they're not ours.
Yeah.
You like kind of know when the birds you're gonna kill are coming. Like they
Right.
just like get off, they creep low, they like kind of. You can just tell.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, here comes
that's
our
okay.
geese. We always say
Walking
that.
over there.
That was like
Those are ours.
that time we were hunting right down here.
Yeah.
Coming up off the Home Depot.
Yeah.
Those are the best ones to kill, man.
We had a smoking hunt there this year, man. But it's like one of those days, like it just started spitting sleet a little bit, and dude, like it was like middle of the day. It like as soon as that front came in, you could feel that temperature fall out. Spitting sleet, dude.
Yeah.
They started coming off all like the residential ponds and like neighborhood ponds and shit. And it's one of those days you just can't do nothing wrong. Like we were running, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 dozen big feet, and they were just eating it up, dude. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of them we were just watching. They'd be backpedaling in the big
Yeah,
boys.
and it's like that first bit of snow or sleet or whatever. Like when they're like, all right, the field's gonna get covered. Like they
They
know.
panic.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. That
You
front
know.
comes in, and they feel that sleet, and they're like, oh boy, time to eat.
Yeah.
Right.
And we killed a band that day, too.
Yeah.
We've killed a couple bands out of that field.
Yeah. That seemed like a good spot, man. The couple times I hunted it with you guys.
Yeah.
That spot in Smyrna was just stupid.
Oh, I know, I know.
dude.
Did you see it now? Have you been down there recently?
Nah, I heard it's all built up now,
Yeah.
or getting built up.
Yeah, it is.
They
man.
still hunt it. There's a pit there now. They
Oh,
dug a
yeah,
pit,
yeah.
But I think they put it like just over the property line in the guy's yard there, Murph, that they knew or
Yeah.
whatever, just so like they wouldn't get in trouble.
Right.
And they're just hunting it until they can't hunt it anymore.
Right. I mean, that's all you can do, especially when it comes to Delaware hunting. Man.
Right.
It
That
loses
sucks.
so much in Delaware, it's crazy.
Yeah, it does. suck. I mean, it's everywhere, dude.
They just
Everywhere you look.
built Middletown up so much, and it's just
Terrible,
like
man.
everything's like it's spilled over. It's like Middletown and Smyrna and Townsend. It's like all like one giant thing now.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, my wife loves it because she's like, "Oh, there's so much to do in Middletown." It's like I can remember
I
going
hate
to my
Middletown.
cousin's house when I
Yeah.
was like 8, and it was all farm
There's
fields.
nothing there.
Yeah. I remember no Walmart, no Home Depot,
Yeah.
Right.
none of that.
Right.
Nothing. None of that stuff, even around that, was there.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't either.
Does
No
it?
Tractor Supply, nothing.
Yeah, there was nothing there.
Yeah, right. It is crazy, but I don't understand like why that is the epicenter. Like I don't get why
Yeah,
everybody
it's
is
kind of like a
attracted-
random spot.
Right. Like,
it's
I don't
kinda-
understand why it grew
Yeah.
so quick.
I have no idea.
I guess
I mean,
it's just
is
because
that
it's
really-
like
think about it.
the middle point on Route 1. Like I don't.
Like
No.
Middletown's the last, even when it wasn't built up, the last major town in Sussex County. I mean Newcastle County.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Before
Yes.
you hit Kent,
Yeah.
because Smyrna's Kent.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
I guess if like you live
I mean,
there,
there's
like,
parts of Smyrna that are north of. No, that wouldn't even make sense because it couldn't be Kent County.
right.
Duck
Yeah.
Creek's the line.
Yeah, that's where you cross into Kent.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where you got PA, Jersey, New York.
I just assume it's because if like you live in Middletown, like you can work in Wilmington or you could
go
work
south.
in Dover.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
like you're
Yeah.
kind of
Some
like
nice
Yeah,
middle.
I mean, it's,
town.
right.
it's literally 30
There
minutes.
you go,
30 minutes to
dude. You
Wilmington.
figured it
It's
out.
Middle town, dude. You
Yeah.
cracked the code. It's in the middle of everything.
Middle. I always looked at it. It's in the middle, which it's kind of not. Maybe it is between. If you're looking at it like the Elk and Bohemia, it's in between the Delaware River and there.
It is, yeah.
right, that's
It's
true.
pretty,
Smack in the
smack
middle.
dab in the middle.
It
of it.
is.
I mean, my sister lives in Earlville, and they go to Middletown for everything.
Yeah,
You know,
tax-free.
rather than come to Elkton. Yeah.
Tax-
Yeah,
free,
right,
too.
Right.
Even like
Yeah.
Cody, like my buddy he lives in like really Kennedyville, like that right outside. He lives like 5 minutes from Molly's, and he goes to Middletown for everything.
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
Go
Weird.
east and. So is
This
this?
Chestertown needs something though, man.
Yeah.
They're just holding on to that place.
Yeah, but I like it like that though. You know?
I do too. But I mean, they live in Millington.
Bro,
I'm either,
yeah.
I'm either
Bro, what's
25
in
minutes to
Millington?
Middletown or not a damn thing. A hardware store and a
There's some
gas station.
turkeys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do any turkey
Yeah.
hunting?
Did you do any turkey hunting?
No, I've never turkey hunted that once in my life.
Oh,
Really?
No, I'd like
God.
to get into it. I just never done it, man. I'm telling you, man, duck hunting's just like
You could probably. I mean, I don't
I'm
know.
hooked on it.
I don't know about the state land right there, but I can imagine there's birds on that place.
I've heard there's big
In
deer
Millington?
Yeah.
What, Millington?
there. Oh yeah,
There's a lot of turkeys.
Monster deer.
yeah. I'd like to learn that place.
Yeah. I got you.
Great.
Fuck you, buddy. I'm gonna have to go buy. They always rip on me because I'm
15
like,
SDs.
all right, I'm gonna have to
You just order this bulk order for 25 SD
Yeah,
Dan's not making the next podcast.
yeah. Hey Shane, I'm not gonna make this one. I'm out
I'm
walking.
balls deep
I don't know
in
where I'm at. I'm somewhere in Millington, fucking in the swamp. They laugh at me because dude, I go everywhere and I'm just like always looking.
every day. I'm like, every day is like, yeah, I'm over here. I'm like, what do you mean? I don't. How do you keep track of?
I don't. I
camera
just
here?
go.
It kills me, man. It's just so funny. Millington's.
It's
they
big.
plant crop there, right?
Millington?
Yeah, it's a big public piece.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
All
the
the state
public-
stuff
The
is
state ground.
big.
And it's got crop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
I've
like,
never-
I
I've
mean,
never even been over
big
there. I don't
meaning
know.
like
I'm gonna have to drag Tucker with me tomorrow. We're going to go to Millington and do some walking.
big meaning like multiple road. It's on multiple roads.
Yeah, it sprawls across a pretty big area.
Oh yeah.
So is it bigger
thousands
than
of acres?
like sassafras?
Oh yeah.
I'm not even familiar with Sassafras.
It's probably bigger than that.
Yeah, it is.
I've never even looked at it on a map. I don't know. I just drive past it on 301.
I'm gonna be on Onyx tonight, fucking dropping pins, looking at spots. There's marsh there too, right?
I don't think so.
Or like
they got some
swampy
ponds.
little
They got
shit.
some
Gotta be
ponds.
some
There's
creeks.
some swampy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
Okay. Now we're talking.
Man, I've been working
Like
down in
creeks, like
Easton.
creeks and stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of like swampy bottom, like
Yeah.
creek bottoms.
Yeah.
Perfect.
How far is that from here? Probably like 50 minutes.
I came 54 minutes today.
Did you come?
Perfect.
Did
That's
you
in
come
my
through
range.
Galena
That's in my
and 610 and
range.
all that?
Yeah, I took the, that's
wrong.
actually, it told me to take Route 1, but I was like, nah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, the way you came is a little bit longer, but it's a better drive.
Better
in my
drive.
opinion.
Up 213. Definitely
Yeah.
the way to go.
Yeah.
And you get to see all what's going on in Elkton when you come through. There's always something interesting.
Dude, I watched these two homeless people right at the 40 intersection right there by McDonald's. They were about this close to fist fighting today, just like in each other's face. I don't know what they were screaming about.
Drugs.
Probably. It's like,
Drug related, I'm sure.
I don't know. All I got to worry about in Millington is mariachi music and.
Yeah.
like my condos over there.
Man,
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
Dude, they throw parties like every Saturday night. You just hear it from the middle of
fiesta.
town.
Dude, I had
They're
this
just
one
blaring
farm
it.
in Barkley, and it was right next to like a chicken farm. And obviously, they're all Mexican. It's just what they are. But every Saturday, I would deer hunt in the afternoon. That's all you would hear, just blaring
Oh my
like
God, dude.
Mexican music. And they were over there playing soccer, and you would hear them blowing the whistle and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm never
They
going to
think,
see a deer.
they think they're pros, man. This is FIFA to them. You know?
Hell yeah.
It was so funny 'cause, like when you hunt that side of the farm, that's what you heard. When you hunted the other side of the farm, it's just a donkey farm over there. So the whole time you're just hearing donkeys.
This is madness.
Like I can't. I go to these farms and deer hunt to get away from everything, and I just hear random shit all day long. Like what the hell, man?
So is this your full-time gig? Is doing decoys or
No,
Okay.
absolutely not.
I know that's what you
No,
did.
I wish it could be, but man, that wouldn't suffice.
Nice.
It'd be
nice.
tough, man. I mean, even both my grandfathers, like they did it full time after they retired.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just like bring in a little bit of income, but they also just love doing it. I feel like that's what it is. Like you have to just love carving.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely do. I wish I could do it full time. Really, like I mean, that'd be
Right.
a dream, man.
Right.
But
Maybe one day.
yeah,
keep doing
maybe
it.
one day, man.
That is tough though, especially if you're working a full-time job trying to do this on the side and make money doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's long.
Yeah.
You said 12 hours, 10 to 12 hours for
Yeah.
one decoy.
Yeah,
Like, that's
it's definitely shorter now. It's got to be.
You gotten a little
Right.
more efficient with it.
Yeah, and like this is a pattern, right? Like this comes off of a piece of paper.
Yeah.
You draw this before you cut it out.
Right. You just
So-
use.
Once you get used to using that same pattern over and over again, you know it needs to be done.
You have like a woodworking shop, kinda. You have like a
I have a pole
bandsaw.
barn in my house.
Okay, cool.
So-
Yeah.
That's nice.
You have a lathe or anything?
No lathe, bandsaw, a
Bandsaw.
Fordham tool. You know what a Fordham tool is?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Dremel.
Yeah.
That's most of that right there.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's badass.
That's all
man.
power carved. Bill's hand carved,
Right.
shaped up with a knife. But
Yeah, that's how my pop-up did it. It bandsawed the head out of a block and then used the Fordham tool to get it all down and shape it and everything. Whereas my grandfather, he would cut the head with the bandsaw and then he would sit there and basically essentially just whittle it out.
Yeah,
Whittle
yeah.
it down to the shape it was. But he loved doing that. He'd just sit there and eat peanuts and whittle on a piece of wood, and he had like a little box TV in the corner, play Price is Right. I'll never forget that.
there's been
man.
a couple times I brought in like a bag of like heads out duck hunting, and like while we're sitting there, I'm just
Just
sitting there.
whittle on.
Yeah.
Work on.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome, man. It's like one thing, like my one grandfather's passed away and my other grandfather's not far from it. There's like one thing, like I really wish I would have taken more time when I was younger to like really learn that,
Showing
because it
interest
is
in it
just
with
such
it.
a skill, and like I would have loved to have continued that, but I did
tell
it
you
like
what.
one summer and that was it. And
Yeah, it's a dying thing, man. Like
right,
if more people our age don't get into it,
Just not gonna be around anymore.
right.
it's not.
I mean,
It's not.
it like, and I don't hunt over like a rig of them or anything, but I got to imagine like the first time you hunt over that rig, I mean probably just
Yeah.
every time you hunt over them and you kill shit, like it's probably an awesome
Yeah,
feeling.
yeah.
Oh,
I'll tell you what, I don't have my
satisfying.
own full rig yet.
Oh, really?
I haven't even put that time, my own time aside to
Yeah.
do that.
Right.
But that is the plan. I have them all cut out. I just haven't finished them. Yeah.
It's
Right.
like when you build, black and whites or V boards for killing geese and
Right.
and you shoot geese over it.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Like I made these out of my, wood
Right.
and created them and tricked a goose into coming in and decoying over it and shooting it. It's pretty cool. See it like come full circle.
Right. Yeah.
I like making black and whites. Every year I try to make like a few
God,
dozen.
man, we made a V-board rig one time from scratch, and I was like, after like the 10th one, I'm like, this ain't for me, man. I'm tired of painting these things.
Yeah.
We just make the black and whites. My buddy, he gets like the chloroplast from somewhere.
Harbor Sales.
Yeah.
What is that?
Centerville?
Yeah, it's just like the corrugated, like
It's corrugated plastic.
It's like what they make
like
signs
the
out.
yard signs.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Electric signs, yeah. But you can, like, the place, I don't know if that's the place you're talking
Probably
about, but the place
is.
I know of, you can get it in black, white, brown.
Yeah.
So, like, really, there's one of your colors you don't have to paint.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you're doing black and whites, you can just literally get they
The
sell
black
the
one.
giant sheets.
It's like a piece of plywood. It's 4x8.
Yeah. It's a big sheet. You can buy the sheet and then just trace it out. That's what he did. Trace
There
it out.
you go, dude. That, you
Literally,
literally, full time.
it's-
You can put Dive Bomb out of business, man. Just sit there and
right.
make black and
You
white.
can make-
I'll tell you what, one thing that has crossed my mind, finding somebody to, like, mold these.
Oh, right.
Sell
Yeah.
plastic versions of it.
Right.
Yeah, a little cheaper,
That'd be cool.
a little more bulk.
Yeah. I mean,
That'd be cool.
I don't even know like where to even start with that.
I don't either. I've tried to, like, ask around and
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
you'd have,
Yeah,
to,
but
have to go to China.
Probably.
yeah, something. I was gonna say that's something you don't want to. I feel like the art of it is like what you're doing. It's like
it wouldn't be
the same.
No,
Yeah.
no. But that's something that has crossed my mind at one point in time.
Yeah, that would be cool. I just like, yeah, I don't even know where you would start. Like, I don't know anybody in this area that does like plastic molding like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You
It's
know?
like I think it would be like blow molding. Like you ever see like the old old flambos? They got
Flambos,
that. They got that thing on the bottom corner, like underneath the tail.
Yeah,
that's where the blow was.
They just stuck it in there, and
and then it blew it up.
Yeah. It is great. Have you ever watched the videos of like the mass production of of a blown plastic like that? It's pretty wild,
No,
dude.
no.
It's pretty like Crocs or like
Really?
like a
They're blown
version of
plastic?
Crocs are kind of like a blown plastic, and like they're literally just little pieces that turn into the thing. Like I don't know. I've seen the video a million times. I know you're a big Croc guy. I'll send it to you.
But like if you leave them in the sun, they shrink.
right.
You ever seen that? Like left them into the bed of your
Yeah,
truck,
mine,
your
mine
boat.
was pretty small.
yeah.
They just shrink up. They just shrink up, dude. Like pad.
What's a decoy run you? Like if I'm gonna buy a decoy, how much you charging per
I've been
decoy?
selling these for $250.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about right.
Like I
That's a good
said, man,
price.
like with the amount of time in them, paint,
Yeah.
The time's the most valuable.
the
Yeah,
eyes are
that's
$6 a pair.
really.
Right.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask about the eyes.
Glass eyes, yeah.
So you put glass eyes in them.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't
Yeah,
shoot
that-
them.
I better start saying.
I mean, it's fixable. Everything's fixable on a bird. You know?
Right.
I got best of show Harry grades last year with a Scoder I made. I took it home. My first best of show I ever won. Took it home. It's sitting in my, like where I paint. I have just my spare bedroom. And next thing I know, my dog at Chesapeake Bay. She was like
Oh no!
6 months
I
old.
already know where this story's
Yeah.
going.
Chewed
too.
the fucking bill off. Right? I was like, dude, what am I gonna do? Like, dude, I beat this dog up and down the goddamn house. Like, I just beat the hell out of this dog.
Did that?
And I finally, it was fixable.
Right.
In the end, like, just cut it off. Just cut this out on the bandsaw.
Right.
Yeah.
Dowel it,
Little
glue it on,
Bondo.
and recarve it.
Right.
It was simple, but at the time, I was like, I had never faced anything like that, right?
Right.
But everything on a bird like this is fixable, man.
I've seen a lot of decoys get chewed up by dogs.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's a little
I didn't
less.
think about it,
Right.
you know?
It's a little less heartbreaking when it's a cheap plastic decoy as
Right.
opposed
Oh,
to
yeah, for sure.
a hand called
yeah.
freaking.
My
Yeah.
grandfather made one for my buddy Alex when his dog passed away, like in memory of, and his new puppy, when it was a puppy, chewed the bill right off of that one too.
I don't know what it is, though. Like, it's like they're attracted to it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Because that wasn't the first. That was the first time when I finished decoy.
buffalo.
This
Yeah,
one,
that's the buffalo head.
Yeah, little guy.
This.
I have no clue.
That thing's wild looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does a lot. Well, he used to do a lot of burning
Yeah.
on his birds.
Yeah. That's not something I've never tried.
What the heck did he do this with?
I don't know, but
That's
see,
wood.
gentle boy.
Yeah. I
Is
know.
it wood?
That's wood. That's definitely wood. They're probably inserted.
Yeah.
So
I
like
think
cut
you're
out and then inserted into the decoy.
Dude, he's even got like the feather detail on that feather.
right.
Yeah. Dude, there's some pretty. I can show you some crazy pictures from some of these shows where like, dude, these guys are no joke.
Right.
FNM. Francis?
Frank.
Frank Norman.
I actually don't know his middle name.
So this is your.
That sounds terrible.
This
but
is obviously your dad's dad.
Yeah, yeah.
That's your pop-up.
That's my pop-up, yeah. And then that one was my dad, my mom's dad, Bill Streaker. Bill Streaker, and yeah, he was out of
Bill Streaker.
he was out of Northeast.
Name sounds really familiar.
I'm sure you know. You probably know my
Heavy. I think it's
my
heavy
cousin.
That's upper base style, man.
all the
Yeah.
Streakers went to Northeast. You know Cody Streaker, R.I.P.
Check that thing out. Bill Streaker.
my head.
Look how heavy that thing
He
is.
was
Yeah,
No widget.
he's your age, just graduated.
But he's dead.
Yeah, a couple months ago.
What happened?
Killed himself.
I know.
Yeah,
I knew
You
you
had
were
to
talking
bring it
about.
yeah. That's all good.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's all good, man.
Yeah, but I know him and I know some of the family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, that's all my
I
mom's
didn't
side of
even
the family.
put that together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
I'll
cool,
pass
man.
this to you.
I
I want it in
dude,
my hands.
So when my grandfather passed away, my grandmother is still alive, and obviously she's like don't touch it. Like she doesn't want to part with any of it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And like that was the first and only decoy I've ever had from him.
Really?
Yeah, and I didn't have any, and I really wanted to get some because I was afraid my grandmother might sell them.
Right.
And I just randomly saw somebody selling that on Facebook, and I was like, "Oh, there's a nice decoy." And I looked at it, and they had the picture of the bottom, and I saw it was his name, and I like immediately messaged him and was like, told him the story or whatever, told him I was his grandson and stuff, and they just gave it to me.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's how we
That's awesome.
yeah,
got our hands on all those stuffers.
Oh,
Got
really?
like 58 stuffers.
Mm-hmm.
Lance, his grandmother lives in Cecilton, and his grandfather had passed away. And Lance was just at the time he was just getting into waterfowl hunting, and he texted me. He said, "Hey, my grandfather just passed away. My grandmother wanted to know if she knew if I knew anybody or if I was interested in these stuffers or something like that." And like this is when I was still like real hard into waterfowl. I mean, I still am, but he was like, "What are stuffers?" She's asked if I want them, and I was like, "She's got stuffers?" And he's like, "Yeah, she's got like 58 or 60 of them. She said we could have. You want them?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, I want them. Like, let's go." He's like, "You want to go down tonight and look at them? They're all in a barn." And I was like, "Yeah, let's go down and look at them." So we went down, picked them all up, and she had them all in trash bags with like mothballs.
right.
Dude, we opened
So
these
she
things
actually had
up.
them like taken care of.
Oh yeah!
Wow.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, man, I hope we don't
They're
go
gonna
down there.
get
They're
all
all
fucked
ratty
up,
and
yeah.
nasty.
Chewed on.
Dude, we
Side note: a mothball smell is the like.
Yeah, that's got to be the grossest smelling
It keeps-
goose rig you've ever
Yeah.
seen.
And you can smell them anywhere,
it
dude.
keeps the mice out of them, off the
Yeah.
bags or whatever, the bugs or whatever. But
Mason's like, "What's a mothball?"
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Jesus Christ,
God damn it, boy.
young boys. But we get down there and she's got them all in trash bags, individually bagged. I'm like, oh shit. So we pop one of them open, dude. They were from like the 80s. They were like immaculate.
Really?
Oh, really?
And I'm like, no fucking way, dude.
That's crazy.
Like
Yeah,
we
that's
just, I'm like, do you realize what we just got?
Just
like,
stumbled upon?
we just struck gold with this.
Right.
He was like, really? And I'm like, yeah. So we loaded them all up. There's like 58 of them, and Lance's dad has them all like in his barn right now.
Nice.
But man, I love hunting with them on like a sunny bluebird day. But damn, they're a pain to take care of. And the hunt
believe
with,
it.
dude, you gotta fucking bag them up every time.
Really?
And like,
I'd use them like one time a year and like it'd be
oh,
a
they're
special
great.
occasion.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
they're great to hunt over. But I wouldn't want to do it every time.
Right.
You can't hunt over them in the rain.
Oh, you
Just
can't?
Nah, because they just get wet and then they're just shitty. And
All right.
but they do make the difference, and just cool hunting over them. That
Right.
his grandfather made 'em.
Somebody put the time into doing them all.
He's
You
got
know?
them all like on nice like plywood bases.
Yeah.
And feet are all done up. They're sweet, man.
No shit.
We shot some geese over them, but
Let's wrap it up on that. If anybody wants to get a hold of you to buy any, where can they reach out to you?
Instagram.
Instagram?
Yeah. Cedar Swamp Gunning Decoys.
Cool. You got any competitions coming up?
I do. There's one. I'm not gonna be able to make it. There's one up in Clayton, New York.
Okay.
It's up by like the Great Lakes, or one of the Great Lakes, I believe.
Right.
There's one other one. I forget the name of it. There's some
Right.
throughout the summer. There's one. There's actually one the first week in December in North Carolina, like
Okay.
Outer Banks, that I've always wanted to try, never been to. So
They probably have a pretty big heritage of like carving down there too.
yeah,
'cause
and it's like you know how like you have the Upper Bay style here in Haverty Grace,
right,
They have their own style down there. It's
like the Pimlico sound style.
yeah, like they're just like block painted, right? Like they're just like
Yeah,
like redhead, black,
it's
white.
real simple.
That's it.
Yeah,
You know?
they don't get into the detail really.
Yeah, and that's just like you have these kind of guys painting this kind of stuff all throughout everywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's just like that area, just like Howdy Graves.
Right.
That's like their traditional style.
I'd like to go down there. So we've done the body booting thing. Obviously, I'd like to try the sink box hunting. You see that shit,
That is pretty crazy, dude.
dude? It's like a pit in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to do it up here, right? But they outlawed it, I believe.
Yeah,
Way years and years ago.
yeah.
Yeah. Long time ago. They had a sink boat or a sink box boat on display
Yeah.
at the Northeast Museum. It's really
Oh yeah,
cool.
yeah. I believe they have one.
Yeah,
Howdy
Howdy
Grace
Grace
as well.
too?
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've been over there.
Yeah.
But I've been to the Northeast one quite a few times. But well, cool. I appreciate you coming on, man. It was really cool seeing your work and
Yeah, I appreciate you
hearing
having
your
me.
story. Yeah, it's really cool, man. And
Thanks for having me, guys.
if you get any
Yeah.
more of those hats, I've been eyeing that up.
Yeah.
I have too. I literally like, you got any of them in your truck?
No, I don't. I got two just to sample them.
They're fire.
I'm gonna try to get a. I don't know. I'll probably.
I'll
post it up.
definitely buy one.
Yeah.
They're sweet. I was looking at that like, fuck, dude. I hope he's got some in his trunk because I will give him cash right now.
Yeah, I wish I did, man. I really do.
Yeah, they're
but I'm
sweet.
gonna make a big order probably soon.
Cool.
I mean,
Dude, like
they're not cheap.
Oh,
man.
like a
Yeah.
bottomless,
Oh,
a bottomless
$33
hat
I paid
with that
33
patch,
bucks for these.
dude.
Yeah. The
You know?
leather patch
But the more
ones,
you
man.
buy,
You get the
the
discount.
less it is. You know.
Yeah, ball buying in bulk. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, let's end it on that. Hopefully we get our hats soon. And yeah, if you find us on YouTube, Spotify, do all the things. Later.